Well, at the beginning of this year, Winchester introduced the 350 Legend. Those that have been following my channel have known that I've been struggling with this cartridge. I've been getting high pressure signs, flattened primers, blown out cases, case head separation, and I even had one of the factory cases lock up my bolt carrier group and ruin it. Fortunately, Winchester's customer service has backed me up and replaced the parts that were damaged, even sent me some new ammo. So, in my opinion, I think Winchester really screwed the pooch for us hand loaders when they decided to release the 350 Legend utilizing a 355 9mm bullet. Well, for the majority of hand loaders, we were anticipating this thing to use a 358 or 357 style bullet due to the plethora of available bullets out there, including cast lead. To summarize my overall, opinion about this cartridge, and to make up a word, I would say I was pretty disimpressed. Well, I'm not one to lightly accept defeat, so in my opinion, and my overall perception of this cartridge, I wanted to see if I could fix it myself. So I ended up buying some Black Hole Weaponry barrel blanks to convert this 223 Savage Access into 350 Legend. Now recently, Savage came out with their models of the 350 Legend in the Savage 110 model and the Savage Access 2, which retails for around $460. But their barrels are a sporter style barrel, and they're using a SAAMI spec chamber. So for those that don't know, you can't stuff a 357 or 358 style bullet into a SAAMI chamber 350 Legend. It just won't reliably feed or chamber correctly. This I noticed in my AR build. So the good thing is that PTG came out with a modified 350 Legend Reamer. It's basically necked up to accept 358 bullets. Also, for those that are looking for an AR 350 Legend build, KAK Industries is now offering barrels in both SAAMI spec and the necked up version of the 358 Legend. I believe due to copyright laws, KAK Industries and PTG are renaming this thing to the 358 AR. So what I ended up doing for this build to make it simple was turning down the barrel blank to 1 inch and 55 thousandths for the small shank action. I didn't contour it, I just left it as it is. Overall barrel length is 17.5 inches. Like I mentioned, this is a Black Hole Weaponry 1 in 11 twist. It's advertised as a 1 in 10, but measures 1 in 11. It's a 3-groove, polygon rifled barrel. It's kind of a unique design rifling, it being only 3 grooves and it's pretty shallow. You can barely see the rifling marks. But I've noticed on my 6x45 build, which uses a Black Hole Weaponry in this style rifling, it shoots pretty good with cast lead bullets. So the question is, will this faster twist rate barrel in this style rifling and bore shoot a 200 grain or heavier projectile accurately? Well, to spoil those pessimistic folks, I wouldn't be doing this video if it doesn't. So let's head out to the range and let's see this thing in action. Now this is a typical Savage Access, not the number 2, the one you can usually get for about $180 to $200. And recently, Savage did come out with their 350 Legend line with a new style stock. Originally, this was chambered in 223 Remington. I wanted to make a project and make this thing into a hunting rifle, and I figured the 350 Legend will work great for it. Now, as far as the modifications on the feed ramps and how this thing is going to feed, there really isn't any. All it required to do was just a barrel swap. So I chose the 223 platform specifically because the magazine is a kind of a box mag, and it seems to feed the 350 Legend very, very easily. The feed ramps are a typical feed ramp, kind of like a 1911 style, but as you can tell with the magazine, it's able to sit these cartridges really nice in there. So the rifle's on safe. As you can see, pretty butter smooth, and there's absolutely 0 marks on the cartridge itself. So let's go ahead and run some. Let's get these things zeroed, shoot for groups, and get a chrono number. Well, here's the first shots out of the rifle using factory 180 grain Winchester power points. It shot like crap, and I even got keyholing. Well, here's the first 5 shots, and I'm not sure if you guys can see that. It looks like the bullets are kind of not stabilizing, or I'm getting gas blow by. A little bit of keyholing at 50 yards. So we'll go ahead and shoot some more. I'm going to re-zero this, probably right here in the center. But I don't think the factory bullets will work anymore. Hopefully the hand loads will do a lot better. Alright, so I was getting a little disimpressed with the factory ammo. Still got a little bit of keyholing marks right there. You can see slightly keyholing. So I'm thinking that the 357 bore and the bullet twist may have an issue with using the factory ammo. But right off the bat, 20 grains, Hodgdon H110, 5-shot group, 50 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. I'll do a measurement real quick. Of course, I'm off paper, so I'll re-zero that. We'll continue on. I got 20.5 grains all the way up to 21.5. So let's see what else she does. If we get a group, I'll come back out here, load some more, and we'll test it out with the chronograph. Yep. That's about as max pressure as I'm going to want to go. Primers are getting pretty flat. So here's what the primers look like, starting at 20 grains on the bottom, then 20.5, 21 grains, and then 21.5. As you can see, the primers at 21.5 are getting pretty flat. The factory 350 Legend 180 grain brass is on the top row for comparison. With the 2 accuracy nodes that I found, I headed back and reloaded some more of these 200 grain FTX bullets using Starline brass and Hodgdon H110 powder. I reloaded these at an overall length of 2.280 and at 20 grains and 21.5. I want to give a huge shout out to our good brother Barn Dweller. I'll put a link in the description below. He sent me this magneto speed after he saw my video of me shooting my chronograph. I can't put together enough words to describe how awesome this gun community is. So a huge thanks, Barn Dweller. This is definitely going to help out for future videos on precision hand loading and also the 350 Legend series. Now what I ended up doing was loading up 10 rounds of 20 grains and 10 rounds of 21.3 grains. 0.2 grains under the max pressure that I found on this rifle. I shot 5 rounds without the magneto speed and 5 rounds with. So these are the results that I got. Letter A and letter C are without the magneto speed. Letter B and D are with. Letter A is with the 20 grains, a powder charge. Letter C is a 21.3 grains. The best groups are with 21.3 grains on target letter C at 0.35 inches of a group. As you can see, comparing the with chronograph and without, that magneto speed definitely does affect point of impact and also affects harmonics as far as the group size. I know this may be a controversial subject, but I always recommend doing load development without the magneto speed and use the magneto speed for final load verification and velocity numbers. In my experience with these magneto speeds, it doesn't matter how rigid your barrel is, it does affect harmonics, and it just causes more variables on your load development. What might shoot really good with the magneto speed might alter when you take it off, or if you place the magneto speed at a different location. The whole point of hand loading your ammunition is to find your barrel's resonance frequency on your muzzle end, and also eliminating variables. Well, for my opinion, and previous results that I've seen in the past, shooting for groups with a magneto speed is just causing more variables. So I highly recommend shooting for groups, find the one that works for you, and then use the magneto speed to verify the velocity afterward. Well, it looks like the 358 Legend Savage Access is a shooter. Got some pretty good groups there. The first shots were the 20 grains. Minimum velocity was 1836, average of 1875, standard deviation of 28, extreme spread of 69. Now it's not really looking good as far as chrono numbers, but it's up there, moving a 200 grain bullet pretty fast. And then the looks like this is a little bit better group. I'll have to do a measurement and group size, but that was a 20.3 grains of Hodgdon H110. That gave us a minimum velocity of 1908, max of 1991, extreme spread of 83, standard deviation of 34.4. So, you know, it could be the barrel breaking in, it could be just the powder charge. Like I said, Hodgin H110 preferably likes to be set to where I guess the powder charge is near compressed or near max, very little air gap, and that's usually where H110 kind of comes together. Again, I was using quick load to determine my loads for this testing today on the hand loads, and right there exactly where quick load said at 21 grains or 22 grains is kind of where my max pressure was, and that's what I'm finding here. At 21.5 grains, I definitely had some flattened primers, and I don't feel comfortable going up any more than that. Well guys, what do you think of the new rifle? The Savage Access, chambered in 358 Legend, basically the modified version of 350 Legend, what it should be. Let me know what you guys think. As far as I see it so far, I think she's shooting pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and do some more cast lead, some load testing with this rifle in the near future. Let me know, comment below what kind of bullets you think will work for this rifle. The barrel is actually measured at a 1 in 11 twist. I did that with a cleaning rod and measured the twist on there and then the length. So it's roughly 1 in 11. It's advertised, I believe, as a 1 in 10. So it's stabilizing these 200 grain bullets. I think a 225 grain bullet will have no problem as well. I want to know what you guys think. Comment below, give me some suggestions of what bullets you want to see shoot out of this rifle. And as always, stay safe, stick around. There's always more videos. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.